Reply girls. I actually am a reply girl. I was like looking at my Twitter analytics and I was like, what did I do on November 8th that like rocketed? And I was like, oh, I replied to this astrologer's tweet. It wasn't like my biggest tweets are my reply girl tweets right now. So
I love.
go out there and reply.
They're called reply girls.
I feel like you think about storytelling enough that when there's an opportunity to like hit, you can reply girl in a way that hits really hard. Hence the hardware thing.
Yeah, so I have been crushing it lately. I found this astrologer who I've befriended, who has a very large following, who started tweeting about the age of Aquarius and like if Trump's actually in office, what does this mean? But basically, back up your photos onto hardware. Like prepare for like a darker time. Okay,
Yeah.
That is her vibe. And so I saw she started tweeting about cryptocurrency, and I told a few friends to follow her, so they're DMing me like, Maggie, did you see iJade's tweets?
And I love her.
Yeah, so I DM'd her.
Put a little thing here that's like.
Yeah, we have to put her up there.
Yeah,
she would love that. So I DM'd her and I was like, hey, I've been teaching women crypto since 2019. I'm just curious, what are you telling people to buy? Right? Because on crypto Twitter, we're talking to each other all day.
Yes.
And this is a person that has 144,000 followers talking to net new people. So I'm like,
that's big brain energy.
Right? So I'm like, what are you telling people to buy? That is way more important than whatever we're shilling to each other. Unless it's meme coins, because, we can all win.
Yeah.
But like the majors.
Yeah.
And she said Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH. And she said she predicted the last Solana bull market because SZA's name is Solana. It might have been around her album release or something, but she didn't know how to buy Sol.
Wow.
And so she was like, I figured out how to do it. So she's teaching like her collective, her people, her followers, how to do it. So she was telling people to buy a hardware wallet, and I was like, PSA, do not get your hardware wallet from a third-party vendor like Amazon. Even the ledger store on Amazon's probably fake. Yes, I buy my supplements on Amazon. I do a lot of things I shouldn't, but hardware wallets you should not. So I kind of put like a PSA in all caps. I know people feel like that's very Trumpian, but I'm not going to let him take caps from me, okay? I'm an expressive person. And I put why, and she has 144,000 followers. So it just started like, she retweeted it, and then people were retweeting it. Like once again, like wasn't expecting anything of it, but I really like her, so I wanted to make sure she also had the information. And so yeah, I've had two like very viral tweets. The election one got me like no followers.
Yeah.
The hardware one did get me some followers. And also because I've been like engaging with this community now and sharing some stuff, not trying to like shill anything too hard, but just like letting people know like I'm also tweeting this type of content, so they're welcome to follow. I've been beat up on Twitter. I've been there. I had this joke once. I was going to tweet like, you can't hurt me. I've been on Twitter since 2017. So I've felt the pain of Twitter before. And I'll say when I've dealt with Twitter stuff, people have come back. Maybe it took them a year, but they've come back and apologized.
Wow.
So, and that was because, I also just kept my mouth shut and just like didn't engage. So I think it's like people are unwell on the internet sometimes or have bad days. And I try not to boil people down to like one bad moment or Twitter post or anything. Darkness is easy. Like darkness is so easy. And so I think that by telling myself that I'm able to be light and I'm here to be light, it helps me like stay above the low vibes. I do think like some criticism is necessary. I think the way you communicate everything matters. And I do think we can all think of the people in our head right now who were like, oh, when they tweet, like, and it's kind of like you're saying something everybody already knows. Too sometimes with the downer tweets, it's like,
it's an easy win.
Dopamine feels so good.
It really does.
It feels so good to like put something out there and like, yeah, I did it. And so I understand why people can get caught up in that, but I do think it's like, how helpful is it? And I also think it's just like, some people will be like, no, my job here on this earth is to be the counter to Maggie. You know what I mean? Like the counter to light. And that's great too. I think that, it's like just about being authentic, and I'm not here to tell everyone they need to be optimistic and positive and light. And I want you to be you on the internet because I think that's what's going to resonate with people.
Not to shill SheFi, but we will.
We always
we are,
do.
and we will.
I can't help it. A man was asking me how he could help SheFi. I was like, is your wife in SheFi? Like, he's been in crypto as long as me or longer. And he was like, no, my wife doesn't want to know about crypto. I'm like, okay, cool. Who's the masses? Who are the masses? If it's not your family members, if it's not your moms, if it's not your daughters, if it's not your wives, if it's not your aunts, who are the masses? You're not building for masses if you are not onboarding the women in your life.
Period.
If you get hit by a truck, I better hope you've at least taught her how to access your wallet. I just find that so crazy when people think money is, I mean, we do need money, fund women, but I need you to send women to SheFi. I need you to care enough about what you're building to think that the people immediately in your life would want to use it and bring them into this space. If you don't feel that way, you're not building for the masses. That is my hot take.
Yes.
So we ran a really fun Valentine's Day campaign last year with all these like Valentine's cards. That was like the number 1 relationship killer is infidelity. The number 2 relationship killer is talking to your wife about crypto. So like send them to SheFi.
That's incredible.
I do get that a lot. People being like, thank God I couldn't handle my husband telling me about this, or my boyfriend, like he was so annoying. But you taught me about crypto.
I listen to you all day.
Yeah, and I was like, this is it. I don't know. We'll
link it
fill
in
in
the
the
show
gaps.
There's no show notes.
We'll fill in the gaps.
I love you.
There's no show notes.